Hey y'all, today we're gonna clean this xTool F1 because it needs it, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome. If this is your first time here, my name is Roy and we talk about sublimation and lasers here at Industrial Fringe. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm really glad to have you. This video is gonna be about something entirely different, but I went and got my laser out of the dark corner that I keep it in. I keep it in a dark corner so I can see the framing a lot easier. Anyway, I took it out of that dark corner to do a video and realized it is really, really dirty. So what we're going to talk about today is cleaning the xTool F1. There are three elements we're going to discuss. The first thing we're going to talk about is the lens, the glass covering the lens. The second thing that we will discuss is the fan. The third thing are the intake areas. And then the fourth thing that I don't know that I really count is just keeping the external nice and clean. Now, I should be ashamed for letting it get this dirty. I do clean the lens before every use and I put the cover on it. So I highly recommend both of those things. What we're going to do first is talk a little bit about the tools and supplies that I'm going to use, and then we will start cleaning it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. Whenever you're moving this thing, this F1 is amazing. I have an affiliate link for the F1 in the description, so if you're thinking about getting one, I'd really appreciate it if you use that link. But it's phenomenal. It's unbelievable. I've probably done about, I don't know, 50 or 60 leather patches, probably 70 or 80 slate coasters, a handful of tumblers, some metal wallets, a few other things, some bamboo boards, cutting boards, a couple other things. I've not used it as much as I've wanted to, but I'm beginning to ramp up and learn a lot more about this machine. It's portable, and that is a huge seller for it. But I will give you this little bit of advice. Always take this out before you move it around. As a matter of fact, what I typically do is when I'm moving it around, I'll pick it up. I'll use this top handle and grab it, and then I'll lift it just a little bit and I'll grab it like this. And the reason is because it forces me to take this off before I move it around. Why do I want to take this off? Because if for some reason you forget to put if you forget to put this lens cap on and this thing is loose in here and you pick it up and turn it a little to the side with this down, there is a chance that this metal aluminum plate will hit that lens, that glass, and break it. And that's not covered under the warranty. So you want to be extra, extra careful. So I've just gotten to the habit of whenever I move it, I lift it and I pick it up like this. That way I know this is going to be out of it. So I hope I've saved one F1 out there by doing that. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to clean the lens last because I'm probably going to get dust from cleaning everything else. So we'll clean the lens last. Before that, we'll clean the exterior. But the first thing that I want to focus on right now is this fan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it outside and blow it out, and then we'll bring it back in here. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. A couple of different things that I use. I've got a cleaning cloth that I'll dampen a little bit for the outside. And then to blow it out, whether through the vents or through the fan, you can use this canned air. This was $7 at Walmart. And this is a little portable USB charged vacuum and air. Like compressed air. And I tell you, my son reminded me why I don't like this when we were talking about this yesterday. After you push this for a few seconds, the condensation builds and that air becomes wet. And the last thing I ever want to put in any of my electronics is wet, damp, or humid air. So I prefer this. There will be a link in the description for this specific one. Also a link for my lens cleaning wipes description for those as well. So the first thing we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to take it outside so I can get the bulk. I'm going to blow the bulk of the air out, and then we will bring it back in here and I'll clean it out more. One of the other things we'll take it out there, but this This goes to the filter that I have. We'll talk about cleaning that at a later date because that's a whole separate subject. But as you can tell, this is really, really, really dirty. So we're gonna blow it out. When we come back in, I'm gonna unscrew this and pull this whole fan out and really do a good deep cleaning of it. But for now, let's go and blow the gunk out of this fan. Let's see if we can get this blown out. First thing I'm gonna do, don't forget, make sure your lens cap is on for this because you don't want to get dust in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little thing here and I'm going to try to see if I can blow it out. And I'm going to do it from the other side as well. Okay, so we had an opportunity to clean it out. It was very dirty and I'm really embarrassed with myself that it got to be that way. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to, because it was so dirty, I'm gonna unscrew these screws and we're gonna pull this thing out and take a look inside. It's not something that I would plan on doing, you know, every day, maybe every 2 to 4 weeks, do a little bit more of a deep clean, but let's get this fan out and see what it looks like inside. So it was not difficult to take off at all. I will tell you, if you do this on your own, if something happens, don't come back to me because this is kind of an experiment for me. 4 screws, easily unscrewed. I am going to clean this down with a damp rag in a few minutes. This is the fan. You know, goes right in here like this, very simple, easy to put in, I think. Yeah, easy to put in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this tool. I don't like blowing it out in here in this room because this is where I do all my stuff, but I'm hoping I got most of it outside. So we're gonna try to get in there a little bit. And I think that's good. I'm going to use the other attachment for this to suck some of this, to clean some of this out a little bit. And if I have another F1 video after this, you'll know it worked. If I don't, well, you'll know it didn't. So that looks really good. It looks nice and clean, as you can tell. So we are going to assemble it back on and then work on the mirror, the actual laser glass, and the exterior. So let me get this back. I am guessing a lot of this is from the slate coasters. Regardless, it was rather dirty. Now, we can get it back on, and we'll be back in business, I hope. So let's recap. We have blown out the fan, taken it off, done a deep clean inside the fan, and we blew out the vents in the top of the machine. So we have 2 more things to do, 1 more thing to do. So the reason I say it that way is because the outside of the machine, with the exception of the fan area, is mostly cosmetic. Is there a requirement to do it for the operation of the unit? Probably not, but you should get in the habit of doing it to make it clean. And of course, the important piece that we haven't done yet that I'm saving for last is the lens itself. So real quickly, let's clean off the outside. I'm not gonna sit here and have you wait while I do the whole thing. Let's just make sure we get it looking nice and pretty. Okay, we have cleaned the outside pretty darn good, and now we're gonna go with cleaning the lens. As a reminder, please take this base plate out before you go and tilt this machine. The last thing you want to do is crack that, because if you do, you're going to be looking for a new laser. I can just about guarantee it. So I use these lens cleaner wipes. It's probably not the technical name for them. I'm going to lift this back with holding the using the handle, pull this lens cap off, and then I'm just going to go up onto here and clean this really well. Clean the edges and the center. xTool gives you a little cleaning cloth to use, and I've used that in a pinch, but I like to use these. I think it cleans it really well. And then what do? You always put the lens cap back on when you're not actually using it. So I think that's it. We have cleaned this machine. I would suggest that you get onto a routine, a cleaning maintenance routine. I always clean the lens before every use. I am going to start making sure I wipe it down weekly, and then I would imagine every month or so I'll do a deep cleaning on that fan. I'll certainly blow it out more often. It really is going to be dependent on how much I use it. I do love this little thing right here. It's come in quite handy. I'm glad I got it. And of course, these are the wipes I use. Both of these, there will be a link in the description for getting those, and then also an affiliate link for the xTool F1. I really would appreciate it if you are going to get the F1 or interested in it. Definitely use that link. It's not going to cost you anymore, and it will help this channel out tremendously. A great way to support the channel for free. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out. We've got more F1 laser videos. We might be getting a new laser in the coming weeks. And then, of course, there's always the sublimation videos that we'll continue to do. So thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. I do clean the lens after every use. Actually, I clean it. Yeah, I clean it. Nope. I do. Ding, ding, ding. Two, two. Okay, let's sew. Okay, let's sew. Okay, let's sew. Because it's dirty, 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 dirty. I'm ashamed.